I was playing soccer and the ground was quite wet and uneven. The ball was kicked up into the, like kind of in the air. As I jumped to kick it as it was in the middle of the air, I lost my balance and put my arm out to kind of break my fall, and my arm gave out and snapped. The break was so clean that they needed to rejoin it so it was able to fuse.
I don't even know how old I was, but I was at my grandparents' house, and it was like a real old style like house, so they had the old school glass, so it has like no like panes in the middle of like the ranch sliders. And I'd got my new goggles and I put them on and I was going to go swimming, and I ran straight through the glass door and like cut the tendons and everything, so like when I went in they had to open it up and like put a metal plate in my knee.
I got diagnosed with severe depression and major anxiety, and then dealing with that and kind of coming into the idea of self-harm, that was, very self-destructive. It was a way of actually feeling something, especially when you're medicated quite highly, when you have a lot of pain inside and you can't actually release it or feel it. It was something that I turned to. The last time that I ever cut was in April 2014. Yeah, it's something that I have to live with and kind of accept as part of my life.
So what happened is that, there is a long story behind the day where I got the scar. Nearly probably 8 months before the surgery, I had an accident on the bike. I was actually behaving like a stupid, playing around with the bike, and there was a hole, so I fell. At the beginning I didn't notice what was happening, I just felt a strong pain. So a man collected me from the road, brought me at home, and my mom thought I was dead. So I broke my leg after a few months. Like I was walking again, I took the plaster away and everything was right. After a few months I was just playing in the garden and walking. I was actually just walking, and the leg broke again, like on its own without any accident. So they had to do a surgery. That's why it was, it's practically along all the leg.
So when I was 14 I got Crohn's disease, and in 2011 I underwent an emergency surgery to remove my colon and had a temporary ileostomy bag for 6 months.
So it's from a condition called hidradenitis suppurativa, which is like your glands, and they go through phases where they kind of network underneath your skin and they blow up. And then, so I've had 3 ops actually, and they cut all the glands out, your nerves. I have no feeling in those areas, and so they dig it all out, graft it, and it grows back out.
I was at a party a few years ago, and I ended up with my hand through the side of the glass part of a door, and so my arm sort of fell through, and then I pulled my arm back, but I basically cut it on the glass, and the tendon snapped, and then I basically was in a pool of my own blood, and it was spraying out everywhere and all that, and had to get taped up, and then was in the hospital and got eventually taken to the plastics unit in Lower Hutt, where I stayed for like a week. Then they stitched it up.
It came from a mole which had changed. It got darker and slightly bigger, and they had to take 4 inches out around it.
My other scar that I have is my breast cancer scar. I had a very slow growing cancer, and they took my breast off, and they also had to put a port in there to the chemo to go through my body.